Coming out in June is really timely as we are celebrating Pride Month. This painting depicts two women sharing a bed. Hello everyone! Today we are talking about painter and advertiser Henri de Toulouse-Lautrec. He is another Impressionist artist who falls into the Post-Impressionism subcategory. He's really similar to Van Gogh in that way. You have almost certainly seen his work, but you may not know that it belongs to him. So I am here to give you a background and tell you how his works contributed to the visual and social climate of France in the late 19th century. Toulouse-Lautrec was born into an aristocratic family in Albi, France in 1864. He comes from a line of counts and viscounts, and if he had outlived his parents, he would have inherited a title of count himself. He was the only surviving child in his family, and he himself was also quite frail, probably due to incest. It's that kind of video today, so buckle up. He was so frail that he broke both femurs during his adolescence, one at age 13 and one at age 14. These breaks never healed properly, so he was only 4 foot 8 inches as an adult. Whether self-inflicted or not, Toulouse-Lautrec was ostracized from high society because of his height. So when he moved to Paris full-time to study art making, he fell in with the avant-garde artists, which we've been studying all throughout Impressionism. If you would like to catch up on the background of Impressionism, I'll leave the introductory video for that in the description. He is the only artist within this group to have made a living off of his works, and that is because he worked as an advertiser. Here is one of his print works, simply titled by the name of the model, Jane Avril. Jane was a dancer for nightclubs in the Montmartre neighborhood of Paris, and she says about Toulouse-Lautrec, "It is more certain that I owe him the fame that I enjoyed dating from his first poster of me." So in short, she feels that she owes him her fame to an extent. The two were also friends, and he was a frequent patron of nightclubs and brothels. Now, advertisers were kind of seen as sellouts during the time. Even though Toulouse-Lautrec was trained in fine arts and painting and drawing by respected artists at the time, his choice to pursue advertising as well opened him up for criticism that he was a sellout and not a real artist. But in this piece we can see his sense of humor coming through as the cello, obscured in the foreground, reminds us of something else. It was a fully intentional innuendo. He depicts Avril completing the high kick that she's famous for and entices audiences in Paris to give the entertainment district a try. This, as well as his Art Nouveau and color-blocked artworks like this infamous 6-foot-tall Moulin Rouge, were not only successful sales initiatives, but they helped elevate the world of advertising to the place of high art. In this way, Toulouse-Lautrec is a precursor to artists like Andy Warhol. This is definitely a cheeky portrayal for a nightclub dancer, but Henri spent a lot of time around erotic dancers and sex workers. He reportedly felt like he was with family when he was in brothels, and clubs made him feel at home. For this reason, many people suggest that Toulouse-Lautrec didn't know much love or personal connection in his life, but I believe that this painting disproves that theory. This is Le Lit. Translating to the bed in English, this video coming out in June is really timely as we are celebrating Pride Month. This painting depicts two women sharing a bed. While homosexuality had been portrayed in paintings before, it was commonly done so as a sort of spectacle, like it could be seen as something only for the viewer's pleasure or possibly some sort of curiosity. But Toulouse-Lautrec chooses to depict this tender and intimate moment between lovers. I would argue that he is very in tune with feelings of peace and love, as their representation is effortless in this warm scene. Toulouse-Lautrec was an enlightened and outspoken advocate for LGBTQ+ rights during his time. He was reportedly close friends with Oscar Wilde and was very active and outspoken during the trial of Oscar Wilde. Toulouse-Lautrec never went anywhere without some absinthe, and reportedly the cane he used to prop himself up because of his many leg issues was hollowed out so that he could pour absinthe into it and never actually be without. Due to complications with his alcoholism, as well as complications with syphilis, at 36 years old, Toulouse-Lautrec was moved back into his mother's estate, where he was cared for briefly and eventually died. But during his life, he was able to inspire many artists, and now, even though he's gone, he continues to not only inspire artists, but advocate for LGBTQ+ rights. I hope you enjoyed this video on Toulouse-Lautrec, and I will see you next week.